Imagine for a moment that you have died. No, not physically. Your heart is still beating. You are breathing. You eat and you sleep. But you as a personality, as the author of your own destiny, you have ceased to exist. When did this happen? It happened the very moment another person's opinion became louder than your own inner voice. It happened when you handed over the remote control of your life to the first passerby willing to criticize or praise you. We live in an age of total connection, yet we have never been so lonely in our thirst for approval. We have become actors in a play written by someone else, frantically searching the audience's faces for a reaction. Terrified they might not like our performance. But here's a truth that will either crush you or make you invincible. The people whose opinions you treasure won't even remember your performance by tomorrow morning. Today, I want to talk about the most misunderstood, the most counterintuitive superpower in the world. It's not the power of shouting, not the power of force, and not the power of persuasion. It is the power of ignoring people. And no, I am not calling you to become a sociopath or to go live in a cave. I am talking about Stoicism. I am talking about how to turn off the noise so you can finally hear the music. Let's be honest. Why does it bother us so much when someone ignores us? Why can a like on social media make our entire day, while its absence can plunge us into an abyss of self-doubt? Because we've confused the concept of value with the concept of visibility. We have decided that if people are talking about us, we exist. If they are silent, we are nothing. But Seneca, the great Stoic, advised his friend Lucilius, "I do not urge you to please the crowd. I urge you to please yourself." Think about that. Every time you get offended by someone's sideways glance, you are handing that person an invisible chain and saying, "Put this on me, please. You are now my master." Every time you change your behavior to please someone you don't even like, you are selling a piece of your soul at a discount price. Stoicism teaches us one simple thing that the modern world tries to blur. There are two categories of things: what is within our power and what is not within our power. What is in your power? Your thoughts, your actions, your decisions. What is not in your power? Everything else, the bodies of other people, their thoughts, their words, their opinions, their gossip, their envy, their admiration, it's all sand. The harder you squeeze this sand, trying to hold on to it, the faster it slips through your fingers. Ignoring is an act of separation. It is the ability to say, "This garbage has nothing to do with me." When we say ignore people, an image immediately pops into your head of an arrogant snob who looks right through everyone. But a true Stoic is not a snob. They are a warrior guard in the entrance to their fortress. Imagine your mind is an ancient city. It has high walls. The gates are open for friends, for love, for knowledge, for inspiration. But there are invaders. These invaders come disguised as merchants, but in their hands, they carry toxins. They want to sell you anxiety. They want to hand you guilt. They want to infect you with anger. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher born a slave but who became free in spirit, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Someone called you a failure. That's just a sound, a set of vibrations in the air. The event is the sound. But if you get angry, cry, or fall into depression, that is your judgment. You have decided this sound has meaning." The power of ignoring lies in stripping these sounds of their magic, to strip them of their power. You don't have to accept an invitation to the dance of scandal. You don't have to show up for every trial to which you are summoned by someone else's opinion. There's a famous saying, never take criticism from someone you wouldn't go to for advice. If the person judging you isn't a model of wisdom, happiness, and success themselves. Why are you giving them a microphone inside your head? To ignore doesn't mean not to hear. It means to hear, but not to let it in. It means letting the wind blow, but remaining solid as a rock. The Stoics had a concept called apatheia, apathy. Don't confuse this with our modern idea of laziness. In Greek, it means freedom from passion, freedom from destructive emotions. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, a man with absolute power over the known world, would tell himself every morning, "Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, aggressive. I know that they are like this because they don't know what is good and evil. But I, who have seen the nature of good and evil, cannot be angry with them or hate them." There it is, the paradox. Ignoring their weaknesses isn't arrogance, it's deep understanding. You aren't ignoring the person, you are ignoring their ignorance. You are ignoring their projections. You refuse to let their internal storm flood your own inner calm. When you stop reacting to provocations, you don't become cold. You become unshakable. Your calm in response to their anger is the most powerful weapon. It disarms them. It forces the aggressor to look into the mirror you're holding up to them. People expect a reaction from you. They live in a world of cause and effect. I push him, verbally. He should fall, get offended. When you don't fall, they are lost. You're ignoring their attempts to manipulate you, returns the responsibility for their own emotions right back to them. Understand this. Your attention is a currency. It is the most expensive currency in the world. There is a war being fought over it. Advertisers, politicians, bosses, relatives, friends. Everyone wants a piece of your attention. They want you to think about their problems, to worry about their opinions, to spend your mental energy on their games. You only have 24 hours in a day and a limited supply of mental strength. If you spend 10% of your day worrying about what your neighbor thinks of you, you have 10% less energy to build your own happiness. Stoicism offers a harsh accounting. Look at your thoughts over the last hour. How many were productive? How many were about you and your goals? And how many were about other people's expectations, past grievances, or future fears tied to the opinions of others? Ignoring is an investment tool. You are taking your money, your attention, out of a garbage fund and investing it in yourself, in your growth, in your family, in your peace. When you stop waiting for approval, you gain the freedom to act. When you stop fearing judgment, you gain the courage to create. How do we learn this? We are social creatures. The opinion of the tribe once meant life or death for us. How do we outsmart evolution and become a Stoic? It takes practice. Small, Stoic exercises. The pause before reacting. Someone throws a barb at you. Your body wants to flare up, to respond, to defend yourself. Take a breath. In that second of pause, ask yourself, is this causing me physical pain? If I say nothing right now, will I die? The answer is no. They are just words. Let them pass through you like a ghost. The veil of indifference. Imagine you are looking at the world through a thin haze. You see all the events, you see the people, you see their emotions, but they don't stick to you. You are an observer, not a participant in the drama. You are in a theater, but you are not the actor on stage. You are the audience in the chair. You might find it interesting, but you won't die if the play ends. The analysis of mortality. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that all these people bothering him would soon be dead, and he himself would be dead. And in 100 years, no one will remember this conflict. This technique isn't meant to depress you, but to prioritize. Is your eternal soul worth being tormented by temporary trifles? Physical distancing. If there is a person who constantly drains you with their negativity, You have every right to limit contact with them. This isn't selfishness. This is hygiene. If someone had tuberculosis, you wouldn't breathe on them. Psychological viruses are just as contagious. Ignore their source. And here is where it gets interesting. When you start practicing the power of ignoring, people start paying attention to you. Why? Because you become a mystery. You become a rock in a sea that is constantly stormy. You don't chase approval, and people begin to respect you. You don't get into petty arguments, and your words, when you do speak, carry weight. You don't react to criticism, and your critics lose their power. You become a person who belongs to themselves. And that, let's be honest, is a rare species in a world where almost everyone is someone else's shadow. Stoicism teaches us that freedom is not the right to do what you want. Freedom is the right not to do what others demand of you. Freedom is the ability not to react. Freedom is the silence within. Think about your body. It knows how to heal itself. A cut heals if you leave it alone. A cold goes away if you give your body rest. Your soul is exactly the same. It knows how to heal itself. But it cannot do that when you are constantly picking at the wound with other people's words. When you're spinning in your head, what did they mean by that? What if they think I'm stupid? The power of ignoring is the power of trusting your own nature. It is an act of faith that your value does not depend on external validation. Epictetus said, "Remember, it is not the person who insults or strikes you who harms you, but your judgment that such things are harmful." Today, I invite you to a revolution. A quiet, personal, stoic revolution. Take off the headphones playing someone else's music. Mute the sound of other people's drama. Turn your gaze inward. People will talk. People will judge. People will project their fears onto you. That's their job, their karma, their illusion. Your job is to stay focused. Your job is to build the temple of your soul so that no storm outside can extinguish the lamp within. Ignore the noise to hear the silence. Ignore the shadows to see the light. Ignore the crowd to find yourself. Because the only approval you ever needed was the approval you see in the mirror when you look into the eyes of a person who never betrayed themselves. I thank you for your attention. Be like the rock.